Hello, my name is Jackson Bird, and today I will be presenting Chapter Two's closing case called Cash Flows at East Coast Yachts. I'm going to go over a brief overview of the case and then answer the three questions that are associated with the case. So, a quick overview of the case. East Coast Yachts, which was founded by Tom Warren and handed down to his daughter Larissa, had earlier reorganized as a corporation, and that information can be found in the closing case of Chapter 1. The company's previous growth had been inconsistent and sporadic, but it was partly due to poor planning. And then to combat that, East Coast Yachts hired Dan Irvin to help assist in short-term planning. More specifically, Larissa had asked Dan to analyze the company's cash to help determine her plans for expansion. Dan is given the company's income statement and balance sheet, and Larissa even provided some additional information that can help Dan determine these. So in slide 3, you'll see the income statement that was provided to Dan and the additional information that was provided, or that Larissa provided, such as the changes in long-term debt, the fixed assets, and even the changes in stock. In slide 4, you will see the balance sheet that was also provided to Dan, where you can see the total assets, total liabilities, and shareholders' equity. And both these statements and additional information can be found in the textbook with Chapter 2 closing case if you just wanted to take a longer look at the picture. So to start, I'm going to focus on questions 1 and 2 since I can kind of answer them simultaneously, and then I will close out answering question 3. So question 1 asks, how would you describe East Coast Yachts cash flow? And question 2 asks, which cash flow statements more accurately describes the cash flow at the company? So to accurately answer questions 1, we obviously would need to create a statement of cash flow since we weren't provided one. To save a little bit of time, I went ahead and created one from the information that was provided to Dan and us. A statement of cash flow is the best way to answer both questions 1 and 2. Why? Well, because the statement of cash flow is literally a breakdown of cash flows. It's a one-stop shop pretty much that offers a tailored perspective of the operating, investing, and financing activities. So for the flow of cash, or for the cash flow of operating activities, I used information from the income statement, as well as the changes in current assets and current liabilities from 2022 and 2023. I just did the calculation and then included that in the cash flow of operations. For cash flow of investing activities, that was mainly provided by Larissa, given the information that she gave us on the fixed assets. And lastly, Larissa's information was also heavily used in calculating the cash flow of financing activities, but you also included dividends, which is provided in the income statement. Something I particularly wanted to point out in the creation of this statement is that the change in cash at the bottom is just the difference from the years for the cash and equivalent section of the balance sheet. So you essentially know what should be at the bottom or what the answer is, but you just need to find the other portions that fit into the formula, so to speak, so you can see the different areas that the cash is flowing. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, based off the statement of cash flows that was created in this slide, or in the previous slide, we can tell that the cash flows indicate a positive net cash, which mainly due to the positive flow of operating activities. This could be because numerous reasons, like strong uptick in sales, or even having a sensible cost management. This positive cash position shows just how much growth has happened over the year for the company. Financing and investing both show a mix of what we've sold and what we've taken on. And for the investing side, particularly, the reflection of making significant investments, which could potentially support the company's growth plans that Larissa was mentioning when she asked Dan to create this. Speaking of expansion plans, question 3 asks to comment on Larissa's expansion plans in light of the previous answers. So looking at the statement of cash flow that we created and looking at the positive cash position that we're in, or that the company's in, and the growth that the company has, I believe that expansion plans could be feasible. But I'd also like to add, though, that there are more detailed evaluations that should be done besides looking at the cash flow. Things like market conditions, and then even potential risk factors, or even looking to see if there's areas in the company that need to be focused on that money could be used for elsewhere, such as strengthening marketing, or looking to see if any equipment needs to be upgraded, major equipment needs to be upgraded. These types of things should be reviewed thoroughly to ensure both the sustainability and the success of the expansion strategy. So that concludes my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed it, or at least learned a little bit of something from it. Thank you, and have a great day.